Emotions. Guys, here we are, the scary bit. Keep breathing. All right, emotions. There are 8 emotions. 8 emotions. Emotions and feelings slightly different. 8 emotions. What are they? Shout them out. It's the test. Anger. Sadness. Grief. No, that's not one of them. Fear. Good. Happiness. Yeah, okay, I'm going to give you that one. Young man, well done. Woohoo! Can we hear it for the young man down here, please? Good lad. Happiness is actually joy. Shall I do that again? Joy. Okay, we've got 5. 3 more. Not love, sorry. Somebody's shouting for tea over there. You just had tea. Death. What? I'm deaf, I'm sorry, you know. I need sound therapy. Okay, I'll act them out for you. I'll act them out for you. Okay, there's 4 more. Surprise. Okay, next one. You ready? Disgust. Somebody said disgust. Yes. Okay. Next one. Upset. I love that one. It's contempt. Contempt is emotion. Contempt when you look at you, pathetic. And the last one, these are the 8 key emotions. The last one is kind of this is like charades, isn't it? Anticipation. Anticipation. So these are the, sorry? That was just my bad acting. Sorry. So, you got those 8 emotions. Why do we have emotions? Emotions are a deep human social signifier. We live in groups, we always have done, we always live in communities. Emotions are there to signify non-verbally that usually we are in trouble or the other person could be in trouble. Those are the other ones, like fear, sorry, the other ones. The ones like fear, like anticipation, like disgust, contempt, anger. These are all social signifiers and unifiers in community. Because you need another person around to recognize that you're having an emotion, don't you? Otherwise, you're not communicating. Make sense? Yeah? So emotions are actually drawing the community closer to us so we can become safe, and so can they. They're deeply hardwired into us. However, as we've seen earlier, because of the conditioning that happens in our childhoods, we are brutally often taught that showing emotion is unsafe. Correct? That it's unsafe. There may be a narrow band of ones that are safe. For example, when I was growing up, in my house, it was like my mother had all the sadness. She'd monopolized the grief and the sadness. So nobody else was allowed to feel grief or sad. It was at total saturation point. And there was a deep fear in the family system of that being expressed by anyone other than my mother. The anger was kind of monopolized by my father. Yeah, so he had all the anger chips. My mum had all the sadness and fear chips, probably. And we were left with joy. Straighten your face. Straighten your face. Stop crying. You've had a nice time. What's the matter with you? Look at all we give you. The starving children in Africa, eat it. So they become what I call, we get the forbidden four. I call them the forbidden four. And they're particularly prevalent in men. So these are the forbidden four. I notice it again and again. I worked with a man who was telling me about when he was in his 20s, his first love. His first love dumped him. And he was telling me that he gave her everything. He was quite love dependent, you could tell, that he was quite shame-based and boundaryless. So he was very love dependent. So he gave her everything. And she took everything and then dumped him. And he couldn't say, I'd say, how did you feel? And he'd say, well, I think it was a tough time for me. Okay, and how did you feel? Well, I think I coped with it quite well. You know, I had friends and... Yeah, but how do you feel? Do you see what's going on? I'm asking him how he feels. He's telling me what he thinks. This is something that I see regularly in men. They try to think their feelings. They try to think their emotions. They're unable to connect with, or even if there's a disconnect, an embracing of the truth of that emotion, which then comes into a feeling. An emotion moves into a feeling, is manifested in a feeling. That's why you have 8 emotions and numerous feelings, because they stem from those 8. So we have this kind of emotional bypass going on with men in the 4. And he said to me, I said, no, but how do you feel? And the closest he got was, he said, it hurt like hell. It hurt. It hurt like hell. I said, you were brokenhearted, weren't you? Then he got angry. He was angry. He was offended that I should accuse him of having a broken heart. I wasn't brokenhearted. The grandiosity came back. No, I wouldn't say I was brokenhearted. Armor, shield, soldier. How dare you accuse me of having a broken heart? I don't have a heart, damn it. Can't possibly be broken. How you doing? How's the energy level? Put your hands up. If the energy level's high, put them up here. If it's mid, here, low. Yeah? Pretty good? Woo, give us a wave. Oh, that's lovely. Emotional, you see, look, no emotional compression there. Okay, this is something that I come up with, if I can find my piece of paper. I'm calling it emotional compression. So you've got the forbidden four. And the way I look at this is that here's a normal range of emotion. Or, this is what you came to the world with. Some people are more joyful than others. They just show it and they have a bright light. Those people that they're kind of happy, shiny people, Sometimes far too excited to be really happy. Those people? I'm a bit suspicious of those. The shiny, happy people that are, woo, too excited to be really happy. Be careful. So you have some people that are more joyful. There may be that person, their sadness is lower than their joy. Maybe their anger is pretty naturally low. They're kind of mild-mannered. And then their fear is up here. Maybe they have, we lost the fear. Look, the fear, the blackness is gone. It's absorbed the word. So the way I look at this is through our conditioning, through our childhood, through our school days, those emotions get compressed. These bits, this is supposed to be weight coming down and compressing them down. And I see this again and again in the men that I work with, emotional compression. They've been taught that it's not safe. They've been taught that it's better to keep it down. So they don't talk about the feelings. They talk about how they think. And business doesn't allow feelings, pretty much. Give me facts, cold, hard facts. Give me the brain. Give me rationality. Give me the zeros and the ones. Give me the balance sheet. It's either right or it's not right. Facts. So emotions, we are shown, are not welcome. So we compress them. And there's a cost. There's a deep cost. A great cost, I should say. There's something that I was talking to somebody last night, and this is something for men, and why I'm so passionate about emotional expression, is there is a concept in Jungian psychology called enantiodromia. Enantiodromia. I met a gentleman who was a psychologist. He probably knows what I'm talking about. Enantiodromia is, and it's a great phrase, and it's a great concept, in order for a feeling or an emotion to morph into its opposite, it needs to first be fully felt. In order for a feeling or an emotion to morph, to switch into its opposite, it must be first fully felt. Does that make sense? So this is when people get stuck. They get stuck with this low-grade depression because they're not fully feeling. They're not feeling their sadness. They're not, they're not feeling it. How many times have you seen a man do that, apart from today, now? How's my hair? They don't do it, do they? Except if they're really, really drunk. I really love you, Dad. I really love you. I really love you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I love you. They don't do it. We don't do it. We're not allowed. We compress it. What do we do when we're feeling sad? We reach for a drink. We work harder. We go back to one of those addictive defenses. Look at the mess we're in. Look at how we're denying our humanity in its fullness. Sadness is a very beautiful thing. Sweet sadness, sweet sorrow. Parting is such sweet sorrow, said Shakespeare. There's so much life in sadness, in poetry, in literature, in music, and joy. We compress our joy. I'm English. I know all about this. Quite nice. You know, we'll see the most magnificent sunset. Well, yes, it's quite nice. Or my sons live in Manchester. I took one of them to Nepal. We saw Annapurna at dawn. We hiked. Magnificent. I said to him, what did you think of Annapurna? It's all right. He's a teenager. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right, yeah. Joy. You don't feel it. That quickening that Buddha Maitreya talked about, that joy, that ecstasy. Ecstasy. Ecstasy means outside of yourself. And remember, we don't have a self. So that's where we need to look, outside of ourselves. Outside, up there. Anger, ooh, now, okay, compressed, but it's sometimes blah. Yeah. Inappropriate anger. Or sometimes it is compressed. And then what happens to it? We get people going into post offices and shooting dead 10 people, etc., etc. We get husbands coming home and physically abusing their wives and children. We get men drink driving. All this anger, all this that then transmutes into rage. This is the thing. And what happens here, this is wrong actually, the fear doesn't go down, the fear goes up, because this is all fear-based. When we don't handle our fear, it means that we suppress our anger. When we don't embrace our fear, it means that our joy is compressed, and so is our sadness. So fear is the key. If you can face your fear, then you are on the way to emotional expansion.